Yes, good afternoon, Dr. Tully. It's that time of the year again.
That's
and
correct.
this particular year is very special. Can you explain why?
Yes, it's the 100th anniversary of the founding of the Guild of the Holy Compassion. It was founded in 1918 when a young boy called Dickie Tucker followed a funeral cortege up to the cemetery in St. George from a tug which was stationed in St. George at the time. One of the seamen had died, and Dickie promised the crew he would look after the graves. So it's 100 years ago, exactly this year.
Fantastic. Now, also, we remember the pilot gig that was lost offshore.
That's correct. In 1929, a pilot gig was launched from Fort St. Catherine Beach to go and bring a ship in, and the weather was terrible, atrocious. The gig overturned, the men were lost and never found, and the gig was found floating off Elbow Beach about 3 weeks later. So that's all part of the heritage and the commemoration that we do every year for those men, and also for the men from the Lloyd Bermuda, which sank on its way to Bermuda in 1988. Some of the survivors of Lloyd Bermuda came out with us in December 1988 and laid wreaths for the men who were lost at sea when the ship capsized.
And you'll be laying wreaths on the water just off the East End today?
That's correct, Rye. We'll be laying wreaths off St. David's, and the cargo ship will come down the channel to meet us. And on board will be pilot Jemmy Darrell, the first freed black slave who guided Admiral Ramsay's ships through the reefs all those hundreds of years ago. And Jemmy Darrell will be played once again by Mario Thompson, chief pilot. So we'll see him coming off, see pilot Darrell coming off the cargo ship.
Now, we've had some problems here recently with ships sinking. I remember the leader Al that came into Bermuda with a crew from who were brought in by the Canadian warship HMCS Iroquois. Do you remember that incident?
Yes, I remember all of that, Ryan. On top of that, all of those names are remembered. It's anyone who's been lost at sea or died in Bermuda waters, and we have graves that we've got a seamen's cemetery in St. George. So all of those names and all of those memories are remembered by us when we lay these wreaths and we say a prayer for those men who were lost at sea in Bermuda waters.
Yes, and one final comment, another ship that was lost at sea is the fishing boat Pioneer. Do you remember that one?
Yes, I can remember all of those names, Tarai, and once again, it's all to do with memory, because most people in Bermuda have a connection with the sea, and that's why we've got things like Heritage Bermuda, and to commemorate everything which happens in Bermuda waters. And every family in Bermuda, and especially in the small community of St. George, was connected with fishermen or the sea or pilots in some shape or form over the last 300 or 400 years. So all of those are part of our memories, and all of those are part of the reason we are here today.
Any final comment?
Well, it's very important today to write 100 years is a long time. And Dickie Tucker started it, and Dickie was knighted by the King of Norway after World War II for his help he gave to Norwegian sailors here during the war. And we've kept the tradition going with sea cadets, and now myself and Mr. Henry Hayward are the Guild of the Holy Compassion, and so we look after all of these graves in Bermuda, and today is therefore a very big occasion for us.
Beautiful. Just get a
No,
18 and 20.
Oh yeah.
So,
Not until they graduate.
not since Skype now.
I think I'll stay out here.
Yeah, I agree.